Good evening. You are now listening to the worldwide transmission of the GBC with the Honorable WMII.
Greetings. Thank you for another broadcast tonight. I'm just grateful to come before you tonight, giving you the stories around the world that you may have heard of and the stories that you may have missed. Just a little bit of notes before we begin. We thank you for our comments and our subscribers and our viewers. If you want to advertise with us or sponsor us, you can write us at the Honorable WM, the number 2 at gmail.com. Again, that's the Honorable WM, the number 2 at gmail.com. Also, you can support us through our Cash App at $, all capital letters, $, THWMII. That is all capital letters, $, THWMII. I just want to let you know that I appreciate each and every one of your comments and whatever you write. I read everything. So I just want to thank you for those kind words that you all give as well. Getting to our stories tonight, I just want to cover a few articles here around the world. And, it's summertime, so it's been extremely hot outside. And here in Death Valley, that's where sometimes they play those football games in California. It says Death Valley sets a record for the planet's hottest temperature in years. And the heat wave is forecast to spread. So this is an article from CBS News. It says the official weather observing station in Death Valley, California, called Furnace Creek, that's quite an interesting name, for obvious reasons, reached a scorching 128 degrees on Sunday. This is the hottest temperature anywhere on the planet since 2017. And only 1 degree behind what experts say is likely the hottest temperature ever recorded on Earth. So it's getting extremely hot out there, and you have to make sure that you're properly hydrated. Please have your waters, have your drinks with electrolytes and minerals in it, so you can keep yourself replenished during this heat, or you'll be dehydrated. Just a little. I went going to the park. I like to do a little running and jogging lately, and I went running and jogging, and with some family members, and that night I knew I should have drunk water, but I didn't drink the water like I was supposed to. I usually drink a gallon a day, and I didn't do my gallon a day, and got up, got my day going, and then by the evening, tried to call myself going out there doing a little jogging and then racing, and my competitor I was racing against had a lot of steam to him, and I didn't want to let them try to beat me, so I put some extra steam to what I was doing as well, and I really pushed myself, and after racing, I felt really jaded. It's like my energy was literally zapped, and I learned and taught myself, hey, you need to have yourself properly hydrated, because the sun was hitting on us. And I said, you need to have yourself properly hydrated, because if you're not properly hydrated, you'll be feeling like this. Let me tell you something. When you're dehydrated and you get hit with that sun, that's a feeling you do not want to have. So I went up going and laying down when I got in, and I learned my lesson, needless to say. It says here, reading on in this article, it says, this is just one small part of a brutal heat wave baking the deep southwest and lower plain states right now before expanding eastward and northward later this week. Dozens of records were set over the weekend, and dozens more are on the way this week. So there's some heat coming. It says excessive heat warnings and heat advisories cover 50 million Americans in an area stretching 1,700 miles from the deserts of Southern California to the beaches of Panama City, Florida. Temperatures today may top out over 120 in the deserts of California and Arizona, and near 110 in West Texas. Heat index numbers, which factor in humidity, will reach and oppressive 115 near Dallas and east to coastal Louisiana. As the extreme heat settled in over the weekend, various records were set. The most impressive was 128 degrees in Death Valley, California on Sunday. Though this is the hottest temperature recorded on Earth in the past 3 years, it did not quite break an all-time record. So it says extreme weather experts say it is just 1 degree short of the real highest temperature ever recorded on Earth, which is 129.2 degrees Fahrenheit, also in Death Valley back in 2003. The word real is used because the world's hottest temperature is disputed within meteorological community. So, and this is interesting here. It says officially, the world record is 134 degrees Fahrenheit, set back in 1913, again in Death Valley. But a thorough analysis by weather historian Christopher Burt in 2016 makes a compelling and generally accepted claim that the 1913 record is essentially not possible from a meteorological perspective. Instead, he concludes it was likely an observer error. So there's some dispute on which had the hottest temperatures. And ending here, it says, as a result, most extreme weather experts conclude the real hottest temperature ever recorded on Earth is 129.2 degrees back in 2013, as I stated earlier. And they're stating this because they have photographic evidence. You know, back in the old days, they really didn't have photographs all that well like they do now. So, you know, that's an interesting tidbit there. Moving on, this is something I haven't heard of in quite some time. It says Chinese authorities confirmed the case of the Bubonic Plague of Inner Mongolia. So the Bubonic Plague, that's an old disease, and it's making its way back in now times. The Bubonic Plague is, just hearing that word made you think something not good. And this is our article here. It says, in the Chinese region of Inner Mongolia, a city is on high alert. On Tuesday, they confirmed a case of a disease that has persisted centuries after it caused the most deadly pandemic in human history, the Bubonic Plague. The case was first discovered in the city of Baianur, located northwest of Beijing, according to the state-run Xinhua news agency. A hospital alerted municipal authorities of the suspected case on Saturday. By Sunday, local authorities had issued a citywide level 3 warning for plague prevention, the second lowest in a 4-level stream. It says the warning will stay in place until the end of the year. The case was confirmed and officially diagnosed by doctors on Tuesday. The patient is being isolated and treated in a hospital and is in stable condition. So thank goodness that they're in stable condition. It said that plague caused by a bacteria and transmitted through flea bites and infected animals killed an estimated 50 million people in Europe during the Black Death pandemic in the Middle Ages. Modern antibiotics can prevent complications and death if administered quickly enough. So that bubonic plague hit about 50 million folks, and it really took a lot of people out. You know, we're hearing about the coronavirus, which is extremely serious, but it seems like that bubonic plague really done a number on people as well. It says the bubonic plague, which is one of the plague's 3 forms, causes painful swollen lymph nodes, as well as fever, chills, and coughing. So it kind of sounds a little bit like the symptoms that the coronavirus has as well. Bioneer health authorities are now urging people to take extra precautions to minimize the risk of human-to-human transmission and to avoid hurting, skinning, or eating animals that could cause an infection. At present, there is a risk of a human plague epidemic spreading in the city. The public should improve its self-protection awareness and ability and report abnormal health conditions promptly, the local health authority said. I'm just reading here. It said Bionor authorities warned the public to report findings of dead or sick maggots, marmots. I'm sorry. It said dead or sick marmots, a type of large ground squirrel that is eaten in some parts of China and in the neighboring country of Mongolia, and which have historically caused plague outbreaks in the region. So it looks as if they're eating some squirrel type of creature, marmots, that's carrying this disease. So, if you read the Word of God, it talks about certain clean and unclean animals that you can eat. Now, some people don't like to talk about that stuff, but it seems as if that stuff still is in effect. If you're eating these dirty, unclean animals, you're going to have a lot of health conditions, you're going to have a lot of sickness, and you're going to have stuff like this causing the bubonic plague. So, me personally, there's things that I don't eat that scripturally tells us not to eat as well. Now, if you want to, that's your business. But me personally, there's some things that what the Bible says don't eat, I don't eat. So, and I'm in a pretty good health condition. So I really am thankful for the guidance that the good God has given us, letting us know what to eat and what not to eat. And this is very interesting here. I'm just harping on this story. It says the marmot is believed to have caused the 1911 Bubonic Plague as well, which killed about 63,000 people in northeast China. It was hunted for its fur. Which scarced in popularity among international traders. The diseased fur products were traded and transported around the country, infecting thousands along the way. So it says those who have eaten that marmot meat, which is squirrel, have been getting the bubonic plague. How many of those old timers you hear saying that they eat raccoon, they eat squirrel? I've heard old timers talk like this and all type of stuff, and they say it didn't hurt them. But me personally, I don't play Russian roulette in my life, and neither should you. That was a very interesting story there. Got a lot of meat out of that one. Speaking on some more sickness and coronavirus news and cures, and it says that EPA approves first 2 cleaning sprays that will kill the coronavirus in 2 minutes. So here's an article here about this Lysol product, and even on regular Lysol, if you read the back of it, it's been saying that it kills corona for years. That's something. If you want to do a little experiment, if you have Lysol in your house, look on the back of those ingredients, and it tells you it killed corona. So corona's been here for a while. And if you ever have Lysol sprays, you'll see on the back, and it tells you about corona as well. This is from Yahoo Life. It says the EPA has approved 2 Lysol disinfectant sprays that can effectively kill SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19, in just 2 minutes, the government agency announced Monday. So, speaking on that, where is Lysol in the stores? I've been to like 5, 6, about 10 stores looking for Lysol, and you can't even find it. Where is Lysol in the stores? Why is it off the shelves? You have to almost go online and try to hunt to find that if you want to get any of it as well. It says Lysol disinfectant spray and Lysol disinfectant max cover mist are the first 2 disinfectants to be approved for their ability to kill the virus. In May, the CDC recommended that people clean homes with common household disinfectants, which were expected to kill the SARS-CoV-2 harder to kill viruses, and other types of coronaviruses. However, the EPA's new announcement names 2 products that are specifically effective against SARS-CoV-2. And like I was saying, it's hard to find this stuff in the stores now. I know some stores limit you to getting a certain number of purchases, and to me, it's like, is it just purposely being scarcely put on the shelves? At the time, you had so much different disinfectant sprays that you can just pull them a dime a dozen. Even the stores like Dollar General and Dollar Tree, they don't carry their version of disinfectant spray. What's going on with them not supplying the shelves properly? It says these products are distinct because of how they're been tested. So they've done some testing on these products to confirm that it can kill the coronavirus in 2 minutes. It says the spokesman add that users should allow substances to remain wet on surfaces for 2 minutes before wiping clean. The EPA is committed to identifying new tools and providing accurate and up-to-date information to help the American public protect themselves and their families from the novel coronavirus. So it says COVID-19 is mainly spread person to person through the transmission of respiratory droplets. So like if somebody's coughing or sneezing, it says when individuals are within 6 feet of one another. That's why if you go to these stores, you see they have those little things on the floors telling you to keep 6 feet, just to protect you. Droplets from sneezing, coughing, or loud talking can jump into another person's mouth or nose to be inhaled through the lungs. So, if you're talking to somebody, don't stand too close. I had went to a meeting last week, and, there was a big table that we had, and that person was about 6 to 8 feet. That person was 6 to 8 feet. We had a good distance amongst ourselves. So, wherever you're doing, please be careful, because this coronavirus does not know any names, and it's infecting folks. Actually, I've read an article, there's been spikes across the country, and it seems like this thing is starting back up again, and you just have to be careful on that. So, just reading on here, some extra stories that I have for you. It says that the pandemic leads to a national corn shortage. Federal Reserve Task Force created to help. So, this is from NBC News. I was in the store a couple days ago, and the young lady was telling me, I saw a sign and it said that there's a national corn shortage, so they really can't give you no change. They wanted you to round it up to the nearest dollar. So what's the deal with the corn shortage? This pandemic has caused a lot of stuff to go on here. In this article, it says, at fast food restaurants, supermarkets, banks, and other businesses across the country, where cash normally change hands, customers are being warned that corns are in short supply. Scott Talon found out last weekend when he used at a Starbucks drive-thru in Virginia and was met by a handwritten sign that read, due to the national corn shortage, we can only accept exact change or electronic payment at this time. And he thought it was a prank. Speaking on that, maybe they're doing this to get out of cash. We've been hearing quite some time that there's a cashless society going on where you're going to have to be using stuff like Bitcoin and all other type of currencies. That's maybe something leading them to try to get out of using cash and using hand-to-hand contact, which can cause the coronavirus. Who knows, but time will tell on this story. He said, I was going to email the store manager or Starbucks headquarters because it didn't look official, said Talon, an assistant professor at American University in Washington. It was all very strange and fitting of the times we're in. Starbucks did not immediately respond to requests of comment on Wednesday. And we're going to get back into the story a little bit more after our commercial break here on the GBC. thank you for rejoining us here on the GBC. I'm your host, the Honorable WMII, and just want to let you know that if you want to get your message out there as well, you can contact us at the Honorable WM, the number 2 at gmail.com. That is the Honorable WM, the number 2 at gmail.com. Just want to continue on our story here about the national coin shortage that's going on. It says the apparent absence of enough coins in the nation's marketplace has so alarmed the federal government that last month the Federal Reserve established a U.S. coin task to mitigate the effects of low coin inventories caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the National Mint, I thought they made coins, if my memory is correct. Why aren't they making more coins? Maybe they were just relying on the currency that the American public was putting out. Now that the COVID-19 situation has happened, you don't have people exchanging monies like they were. So that may be a reason as well. It says that 22 members of the task force were announced on Friday, representing government agencies, banks, and businesses as they were convening this month with a goal of sharing recommendations in early August to identify actionable steps that supply chain participants can take to address the current coin circulation issue. And that's all it is. People just aren't getting out doing shopping and buying goods as they were. So their coins are pretty much in their houses, in their pockets, or in their wallets, or wherever they store them. And they're not able to get out during this pandemic here. It's a big issue about this coin shortage, and if there is something else about it, it will most definitely come out. Yeah, that's pretty much. And the Fed, Jerome Powell, said that there's no flow of coins going on. He says we're working with the Mint to increase supply, and we're working with the reserve banks to get that supply where it needs to be. So we think that this is a temporary situation, which we do hope that it is. And I was just speaking on people not being able to get out and supply with the flows of monies, in the American public. And that's causing, some places just pretty much altogether shut down. We have a story from CNBC here. It says California closes indoor restaurants, movie theaters, and all bars statewide as the coronavirus cases rise. So, California Governor Gavin Newsom on Monday ordered all counties in the state to close all bars and the indoor operations of businesses, including restaurants, movie theaters, and museums, as COVID-19 continues to climb. Yeah, it's getting bad over there in California as well, and they're looking like they have to reclose again. It says the businesses will be allowed to operate outdoors if possible, except for bars, he said. Now, me personally, as I told you before, I'm somewhat of a germaphobe. I am not a fan. I mean, every now and then it's fine if you're doing it with your family or whatever, but you're going to these restaurants, eating outside, unless they have some type of citronella candles to keep the flies and the mosquitoes and that away, you're pretty much spinning the wheels and putting yourself in a situation again. It says, in addition to the statewide order, Newsom said that he would also close indoor operations for fitness centers. So those gym buffs, I haven't been into the gym like I need to. That's why I got this, let me see. It's a workout app. And while I'm at it, I just want to give you a little quick tidbit, if you would like. A lot of people who love to go to the gym, you can't go to the gym like you should. But there is a workout app here. It's a home workout app that I'm a big fan of and have been implementing. I want to say it's called Better Men or Better Workout. And you can just pull up home workout on your phone, and it will give you a variety of exercises to tighten yourself. Like if you want to work on your abs one day, your arms, your chest, your back, it gives you home exercises that you can do. So I've been becoming a huge fan of that, and you can use that as well. That's a little sidebar I want to give you. But anyway, it says that he closed down fitness centers, worship centers. So that's that violation of separation of church and state going on again as well. Personal care services, mall, offices, hair salons, and barbershops for 30 counties on California's monitoring list, which represent 80% of the state's population. So there's some more shutdowns going on, folks, and we really have to be careful as these cases are continuing to climb again. California's Governor Newsom ordered all bars, dining restaurants, movie theaters, museums, and other indoor businesses across the state to close on Mondays. And it's really getting serious again. And speaking on that, it says that the affected businesses include all operations at bars and indoor operations of restaurants, wineries, tasting rooms, movie theaters, family entertainment centers, zoos, museums, and card rooms. All except for bars will be allowed to operate outdoors if possible, he said. So we really are in some serious times, as I stated. And speaking on that, it states that they're talking about doing another stimulus for the American people. That's something that I think is extremely needed for the American people. Congress is actively working. They're trying to get it done before the August break. And I've received some word that they're looking at passing another stimulus bill. That's for you here in the America public, by next Friday. That is their goal. They're looking at passing another stimulus bill by next Friday so it can get on the president's desk so he can sign it no later than August the 7th is what I'm hearing. For the public and you out there that are hurting, you can have another stimulus bill. Hopefully the president states it's going to be bigger than all the other ones, and hopefully it'll be something every month that it can happen. So with that being said, let's continue to keep the faith and keep the hope. God bless you, America, and I love you, world.
Thank you for listening to the worldwide transmission of the GBC with the Honorable WMII.